Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills behind the camera. This is Aram Talegian, the San Gabriel Valley Newspaper Group football writer, joined on the left by Miguel Melendez, the Pasadena Star-News Prep Sports editor, and on the right by San Gabriel Valley Tribune Prep Sports editor and former Star-News Prep Sports editor, and a man who spent a lot of time in the Crown City, Fred J. Robledo. The reason why we have Freddie on the set here is because this game is so big coming up on Friday night. We can be talking none other than Arcadia, 2-1, going to Muir, 2-1 in the Pacific League opener for both teams. Guys, that's why all three of us are kind of here doing this, man. This game is really huge. I mean, league opener, you know, the winner gets the inside track to a league championship, and Freddie, possibly a 9-1 season going into the Southeast playoffs.
Yeah, well, and Arcadia set the stage beating Monrovia a few weeks ago just to show what kind of team they have. And this game through the years has always been the game in the Pacific to me when Muir plays Arcadia. And the winner of that usually sets the tone for the rest of the season. For them to be playing right off the bat, Miguel, that's huge. And Muir took that tough one on the chin against Rancho Cucamonga a few weeks back. That's why I really want to see now. You know, their non-league schedule, I mean, they schedule way up. They've had the San Gabriel game, which really didn't tell you a lot. You're going to find out right now in this game, I think, who the real contenders are going to be in the Southeast. I mean, we have, you see what West Covina's doing on the other side right now.
In Los Altos.
In Los Altos, undefeated or whatever. I think the Muir Arcadia winner, I think you can start to see that start to build where maybe one of these teams, I would love to see that too, Aaron. Wouldn't you? One of those two teams emerge out of the Southeast. I've been wanting, since this division came together, Muir or Arcadia, I've been wanting to see one of those teams get to the finals.
Yeah, heck yeah. That'd be outstanding.
East versus West games. And I think this year, both teams are very capable.
Yeah, and Muir is coming off a bye. I would hope that
they needed a bye.
I would hope that they worked on those penalties and worked on those cadences because they've committed 49 penalties in their 3 games, in the season. So that's too many for them, and it's cost them some games. Or the Rancho Cucamonga game, they were able to salvage that Saugus win. While Arcadia is still rested because they rested their starters in the second half against Temple City last week. They were up 37-0 at the half. So both teams, I think, are going to come in rested, and we should see a really good game. And I hope it's a close one too.
And you talk about the penalties. I talked to Don LeGros, the coach over at Sierra Vista, and he has a thing called KISS, which is keep it simple, stupid. And when I say that is Muir so talented. Maybe sometimes they overthink themselves with some of the things they do, and then they jump off sides, they commit penalties. Just do what you do well. I mean, they're great short screens out of the backfield, running the ball. I mean, just keep it simple. I think you really want to just use your athletes and play this close to the vest. And not be too risky. Just go out there, hand the ball off, run the ball, see what you can do against Arcadia, because defensively you're going to have their hands full. That's what I'm interested to see is the Arcadia throwing the ball against Muir's secondary, because that's a great matchup when you think of Legacy. Go ahead.
Well, I'll touch on that in a minute, but if it's true, if they can keep it simple, then things will work out for them. But it's hard to do so when you keep getting pushed back by silly penalties. And even before the play gets off, you get penalized. And when they get pushed back, it dissipates their momentum, and that's when things start going downhill. You talk about their passing game at Arcadia. Miles Carr last week was just a man on a mission. 4 of his touchdowns were to 4 different receivers. So we see that he's got weapons at his disposal. It's not just Taylor Lagasse. You can't just zero in on him because you also got to take care of Alex. What's this kid's name? Alex McElwee.
Oh,
Rodney Arnett, who also caught a touchdown. Robbie Haynes, and these were for long yardages at 9, 36, and 63 yards and 13. So it's not like they're simple slant passes, but Miles Carr is finally, I think, coming into form, and finally, I think, trusting his receivers that he has them at his disposal. It's not just Taylor Lagasse.
Yeah, it just seems over the year, Muir's really been good in the secondary defending. They've always had athletes that can match up. Where I've seen better teams beat them is up front, because you're right, sometimes there's a penalties or they can look a little unorganized. If you have a team who really runs the ball and runs the ball well, they can usually run on Muir.
Right.
If Arcadia can, Arcadia doesn't have to throw it the whole time. They can run the ball too.
Oh,
I think that's what might give Muir more trouble than even throwing the ball. I think they might be able to find that they may be able to move the chains and make this more of a manageable game, keep Muir's offense off the field. So if you were asking me who I like in this game, I would probably take Arcadia because I think they're more proven and more balanced at this point. And I think they're a little bit more coached up too right now.
Yeah, I would take Arcadia too. I think Muir has the the advantage on up front. They have the size and they're athletic up front. They're physical, but they're prone to penalties. And in the secondary, I think the speed matches well against Arcadia's skill players. And then their quarterback is just right now on a roll, and he's an experienced quarterback.
That's why you can never look at a Muir game, Aram, and say, well, what does this score mean against this score? Because they have certain games that can just get away from them because of penalties or mistakes. You can never really use that as a gauge. Muir may surprise you and come out and win this game by 3 touchdowns on Friday. They have a team that potentially can do those things when they play perfect or near perfect games, or when they don't beat themselves. When they don't beat themselves in the Southeast, they could play with anyone. Anyone. I mean, they could play with West Covina. I'm not sure they could stop them running the ball, but when they're playing mistake-free, I'm sorry, but they have probably more football talent than anybody.
Yeah, right. Well, Freddie, you mentioned the key thing, and Miguel, you did too, balance, and that's what Arcadia has this year. I saw them against Monrovia, and, you want to talk about athletes in the secondary. Monrovia has athletes in the secondary, so there's no doubt Arcadia has seen what an athletic secondary looks like, and they were just fine that night. But the guy that really carried the load that night was running back Sheldon McKinley. He's outstanding. I mean, he really gives them that kind of balance that I don't think any team in the division has right now, in the entire division. Arcadia can run the ball with that kid. They can throw the ball with Carr and Lagasse. This is a you don't see too many teams with 3 legitimate, outstanding weapons. And conversely, you mentioned McElwee. I mean, that guy matched up on Muir's best receiver, just like he was matched up, on Monrovia's best wideouts, and came up with 2 or 3 interceptions in that game. I mean, he's a shutdown corner. This Arcadia team, they're on another level, Fred. I mean, I've seen them. I've seen West Covina. It's hard.
I mean, compare the two then.
I would, if Solomon is not healthy, I would lean toward Arcadia being the best team in the division. If Solomon is healthy, then I think West Covina becomes a whole different animal. I think those 2 teams are by far and away the best 2 teams in the Southeast Division. So I like you guys, I've got Arcadia in this game. Muir is dangerous. They're the team you never want to play because of what might happen if those guys go off. I think Muir will make a couple big plays, but this Arcadia team is equipped to match teams big play for big play. Mm-hmm. They did that against Monrovia. No reason they can't do that against another very athletic team in Muir.
Arcadia, I like it. I'd love to see Arcadia.
And another thing that's firing up this rivalry is last year...
34-13, Miguel, by the way. Arcadia won 34-13 last year.
And not only did they give Coach DeMatteis his 100th victory at Arcadia, but there's been a YouTube video that's been circulating for a while now, dating back to last year's game, where Taylor Lagasse laid out Dede McFadden.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that was a big
it was a
blog story.
It was a legal hit, too. I
haven't seen it. Dang it.
I've seen the video. I saw it in front of my eyes. I was on the sideline when I saw it. It was a legal hit. It wasn't helmet to helmet. But they're fired up, and if you look at the comments on that YouTube clip, you see that they've been waiting for this game.
Have you replayed that?
You got to stick that on your blog, man. I haven't seen it.
We did use that photo in our magazine, and Sarah took a great photo of Taylor laying out McFadden. You can just see the shoulder going in, and it's a great photo. It's a great video. Fortunately, McFadden got up quickly and he wasn't hurt, but they're fired up because of that clip and because they went to Arcadia.
Want to get the Muir guys fired up.
Fred, we got to get you to an Arcadia game, man, because you've seen all these teams too, man, and I'd love to see what you think about Arcadia.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Lagasse.
Boy, oh boy,
I'd love to see those guys.
Yeah, maybe it'll have to be in the playoffs when they play a crossover. Maybe they'll play Bonita at some point or something in the playoffs, or Diamond Ranch. Okay, so we're all in agreement here. We like Arcadia, which means Muir's golden on Friday night.
Muir loves these situations. Don't worry about Muir.
You know what else, Freddie? They love being at home, and that's where they will be on Friday night. So up in the Dina, Arcadia 2-1, at Muir 2-1, Pacific League opener for both teams.
Tell you what, Arcadia doesn't like going to the Dina either, Aaron. That's not a place they play particularly well.
We said that last year about Bonita, and Bonita, handled business in the playoffs. Yeah, nothing like going up to the Dina, maybe getting a little Jim's Burger right before. Oh man, I love Muir home games, man.
So I'll probably hit up Jim's too. And
get yourself a jumbo grape lemonade while you're at it. Okay, Arcadia Muir. Nothing more needs to be said. Miguel will be out there. That's the game of the week in the Star News area. Enjoy it.